Bronson Reed has a new name for himself, and Bron Breakker uses an old Roman Reigns reference. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Jennifer. Have a nice day. For the WWE family latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Bronson Reed sent a two-word message on behalf of himself and Bron Breakker, using an old Roman Reigns reference. Reed and Breakker have a lot of history with the former undisputed WWE champion. Reed and Reigns crossed paths during last year's Survivor Series premium live event. Reed, who was part of Solo Sikoa's bloodline for the men's War Games match, attempted a huge tsunami from the top of the War Games cage on Reigns, but went through a table after the OTC was saved by CM Punk. On the Raw after WrestleMania 41, Reigns was brutally attacked by Breakker, who joined forces with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. On X, Reed shared a photo of himself and Breakker from SmackDown with the caption, "Reigns, during his pre-Tribal Chief era, was known as the Big Dog." Jonathan Coachman believes even Roman Reigns might not be safe from TKO cuts. He discussed the OTC's current contract details, adding that he only appears 20 times a year. Speaking on the Last Word podcast, Coachman said, "We know that Roman Reigns just came out and said, 'I'm gonna sign another 2-year deal and then I'm done.' And he reportedly makes between $15 and $20 million a year. Does that math make sense to pay a guy who might appear 10 to 20 times in a year, and he's making, at that number, he's making over $1 million an appearance? Is it worth all that when all these other superstars are getting dropped?" Reigns has been absent from WWE television ever since he was taken out by Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker. It remains to be seen when he will return. A recent report has shed light on WWE superstar Roman Reigns' alleged contract renegotiations with TKO. The OTC is currently absent from the Stamford-based promotion's weekly programming. Roman Reigns was last seen on WWE TV on Raw after WrestleMania 41. On The Red Show, Reigns confronted Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman, but was taken out by the Visionary and Bron Breakker. Since then, he has not been seen on television. According to several rumors, the OTC was slated to return at Money in the Bank 2025, but that did not happen, and there are no official updates on when he will come back. Amid his absence from TV, reports emerged of TKO possibly renegotiating Roman Reigns' WWE contract. Spanish commentator Hugo Savinovich alleged that the company was looking to renegotiate the star's rumored $15 million contract due to his lack of appearances. However, according to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, these rumors are not true. Sapp also highlighted that he has not heard anything about TKO wanting to renegotiate the OTC's contract. During an interview with Muscle Memory, the host asked NWA star Tom Latimer who he wanted to face with his NWA World's Heavyweight Championship on the line. The star highlighted that he had wrestled Roman Reigns a long time ago and wanted to face him for the gold in the NWA. "Oh well, I have wrestled him a long time ago, but of course I would pick Roman Reigns. You've got to shoot for the top, you know what I mean?" Latimer said. Many believed Roman Reigns would finally return ahead of Night of Champions to participate in the King of the Ring tournament, but that did not happen either. It remains to be seen what the Triple H-led creative team has planned for the OTC's future. WWE's upcoming premium live event, Night of Champions 2025, will emanate from the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on June 28th. The match card for the spectacle has already started taking shape. The company has announced that the final of the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments will happen at the upcoming Saudi spectacle. Moreover, the company could be planning some big things for the show. The following piece will cover 3 things WWE could be planning for Night of Champions 2025. Cody Rhodes qualified to the semifinal of the King of the Ring tournament after defeating Damian Priest, Andrade, and Shinsuke Nakamura in a fatal 4-way match on SmackDown. The American Nightmare is expected to win the next round as well to qualify for the final of the tournament. Cody Rhodes could lock horns with Randy Orton or Sami Zayn in the final at Night of Champions 2025. The former AEW star will likely prevail over his rival to become the new King of the Ring, setting up a rematch against John Cena at SummerSlam. If so, the odds of the American Nightmare being the one to dethrone John Cena can't be ruled out. Rhodes could beat the odds and dethrone the Cenation leader to reclaim the undisputed WWE title. Becky Lynch prevailed over Lyra Valkyria to win the Women's Intercontinental Championship at Money in the Bank. However, she was attacked by Bayley on the post-MITB episode of Raw. The role model, who has some unfinished business with Big Time Bex, returned to lay waste to Lynch. Given how things unfolded between the two veterans on the Red brand, a potential match between the two stalwarts could be on the cards at Night of Champions 2025. John Cena will defend the undisputed WWE title against CM Punk at Night of Champions 2025. However, the current Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins, could make his presence felt during or after the match, threatening a cash-in. If so, it could lead to the epic return of Roman Reigns. However, the OTC may not return alone. Roman Reigns could return with Rikishi and the USOs to thwart Seth Rollins' plans of cashing in his MITB briefcase. After Jey USO lost the World Heavyweight title, there have been murmurs of the USOs reuniting. If so, the twin brothers could join forces with Reigns, helping him even the odds against Seth Rollins and company. Meanwhile, Rikishi could be the OTC's new Wiseman. The OTC had been filming for a movie, The Pickup, during his absence from WWE TV. The shoot has wrapped up, and speculations of his return to the squared circle have since made headlines. During his absence, the wrestling juggernaut adjusted the roster, which impacted the contracts of some superstars. One of them was R-Truth, but fan outrage forced the company to bring him back. Reports suggested that Roman Reigns might also be the victim of TKO's changing policies. The reason R-Truth, aka Ron Killings, was initially released is because he refused a new contract wherein he was making less money. However, WWE did manage to bring him back, but the financial compensation of the contract has not been revealed. On the other hand, Roman Reigns is currently making $15 million a year on his current contract despite working a limited schedule. It was suggested that TKO would revamp his contract and bring down his pay to what is suitable for a superstar working limited days. Rikishi had a furious reaction to this on Rikishi Fatu Off the Top podcast. He claimed that Roman Reigns has been making the company more money than anticipated and will continue to do so until he leaves the company. Hence, it doesn't make sense to cut the pay of the man who is responsible for fueling the business. I'm gonna speak on it. I'll talk about that. Now you're trying to cut Roman Reigns' feet. Here's the guy. That main event WrestleMania, 6 main events, and more to come because he still looked great. He can still draw. Y'all miss him. Y'all do the math every WrestleMania. What WWE and TKO and all, you do the math. That's a lot of money. That's a bunch of money. And guess whose face was on that? Leading that? While the rumors of the pay cut have been reported to be false, it's unknown if Roman Reigns would have continued with WWE had it been true.